would be Hurricane Helms to ECW.
Shane Helms to ECW. I like it because, once again, this is going to keep coming up as we bring these names up, that there's guys that are just lost in the shuffle, just absolutely lost. You know what I mean? They put them out there as lumberjacks or on Raw at WrestleMania. You know, guys that are not on weekly broadcasts. And you take some of these younger guys that have skills, you know, that have mic skills, that have in-ring skills. Shane Helms seems like a great fit over on ECW. Any reason for it?
Christian.
Shane Helms and Chris as a tag team?
Absolutely. No, as competing against each other. I think eventually what they can end up doing is developing something within those two on a Tuesday night program like ECW, because then they have a little bit more time to spend. Those two guys are wrestling guys. You know, they have their entertainment parts, but they're wrestling guys. They will actually put on a really good wrestling match. And I think that's where a lot of the emphasis of ECW is going to be, not only a development area, but an area as well as that concentrates on the term of wrestling. And consider the fact he has an announcer, a striker, that does a really good job selling it as well at the same time. So, seeing Hurricane over there.
You would need to turn him heel in order to do a feud with Christian, because both of those guys are faces right now.
Right, yeah. Eventually I would think that they would turn Helms as a heel. Yeah, he does a better job as a heel anyway.
Oh, much better. Oh, I agree with that 100%, man. I agree 100%. As a heel, he plays a bad heel, a good heel, a bad heel in a good way. You know what I mean?
Yep. That's
next pick for me, Jamie Noble over to ECW. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, I like it though. I like it. I can see Jamie Noble as his size going against Evan Bourne, or one of those fast-paced matches. I can see that.
Here's the thing. Noble, a lot of you guys know this. Pretty much everybody knows this by now, at least if you follow this show. Jamie Noble is an agent backstage. They call them producers these days, but also helps out younger talent in the ring prior to Monday Night Raw, because it's a Raw superstar right now. If you put him over on ECW, that changes the taping day, because you're going to ECW and SmackDown tapings. Younger talent, a lot of younger talent over on ECW that I think Noble could go in there and carry a match or work with those guys on Tuesday afternoons prior to that arena, filling up with live fans. I think Noble would be a great fit, a much better fit. He's once again, he was used on Raw, and then where did he go? They just that angle was, put to a halt, and it was just real sudden too. He was on there. He had that redneck gimmick going for quite some time, and then, or just for a few weeks, not even quite some time, just a few weeks, and that was it. You know what I mean? So I think he's a better fit over on ECW.
Makes perfect sense.
All right.
Next one. All righty. So I have here William Regal being drafted to SmackDown.
William Regal, the 2008 King of the Ring. Who knew, right? Who knew?
Yeah, right.
Boy, what happened, man? They did the King of the Ring last year on that 3-hour Raw and got the push, was out there with Layla against CM Punk. Remember they did William Regal versus CM Punk like 4 weeks in a row or 3 weeks? Maybe it was a pay-per-view and then 3 weeks in a row. Remember that?
Yeah, they had some gimmick match, a format, the tag match, the mixed tag match. And then he got sick, and that was one of the biggest problems, that he got got really sick at one time. Got sick on the road.
They went overseas. And he got food poisoning or something like that. I remember that. Yeah, you're right. And
then the unfortunate part in this business is his slot gets taken over by someone else, and then the reality is you kind of fall in the back. So I think it'll kind of rejuvenate his career if he's drafted to SmackDown. He'll just be a lot better there, and there's a lot more programs that he can work with. And again, I think that's the style that they're trying to envision SmackDown on my TV network. Consider the fact it's only going to be the original programming starting in the fall.
I got two of them together here. We talked about them yesterday. We don't really need to touch on this that much. Tony Atlas and Mark Henry headed from ECW over to Monday Night Raw. Pretty confident when I say that, as I was with the draft picks yesterday. That's all I'm going to say about it, but I talked to somebody over the weekend, and pretty confident. Mark Henry and Tony Atlas both headed to Monday Night Raw.
I agree. I mean, it makes only perfect sense. I mean, their program has pretty much run out in ECW, and now that Vlad has transferred out or drafted to ECW, it only makes sense to Mark Henry to go to Monday Night Raw.
Hey, we have hold on. We have Deftones 22 from the live chat room. My man, you got a PlayStation 2 or Nintendo Wii?
Oh yeah, I got a Wii.
Nintendo Wii. You just got a free copy from WZR Radio, man. I'll get this out to you later this week. Just shoot me an email because I'm going to need your address, obviously. Just email me at webmaster@prowrestlingscoops.com. Webmaster@prowrestlingscoops.com, and I'll mail it out to you, buddy.
It's prowrestlingscoops.com?
Yeah, it's prowrestlingscoops.com. Webmaster at.
Alrighty.
All right, buddy. You got anything else? You got a question or anything, or not?
Well, do you guys deal with TNA at all, or is it just all WWE?
No. We'll talk TNA. I mean, we talk everything. Basically, we're on Tuesday nights and Raw. We just follow up Raw. But I'd like to talk a lot more about TNA. Unfortunately, Jose is not a big fan of TNA, but I am.
I'm a fan of TNA. I never said nothing about it. It's just I don't really follow them as much.
Yeah, I'm into a much faster paced style of wrestling, and they give me that over on TNA. So yeah, I mean TNA's cool. Have you got a question about that?
Yeah. Where do you basically see the future for AJ Styles going? I mean, because I haven't seen him. He did the whole thing with Booker T and winning the Legends title and all that. But I mean, do you think he's gonna go back to win the World Heavyweight title anytime soon?
I don't think they're going to put him in a world title role right now. They've got so many big names over there right now with Kurt and Jeff and the whole main event mafia. So many big names, and it's sad to see because I remember watching the Wednesday night pay-per-views when AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels were over there in main events, and I love that stuff. But it doesn't sell. Yeah, they're trying to pop. That they're at a 1.3 steady rating right now. They're trying to pop something bigger than that, and I think they feel if they put a younger guy. I know that the younger guys, they built the company. You can't say that they didn't. I mean, because there were no big names over there. Well, not many big names, a few of them, but they built that company on Wednesday nights, and now, when it comes to TV ratings and things like that, they're all about impressing Spike TV, and I don't think they feel that AJ Styles is world champion. They feel, Dixie Carter especially, feels that, somebody like a Kurt Angle or a Sting or a Jarrett, what I'm talking about, the major main eventers would sell. And it's true. I mean, history proves itself. Bigger names are the bigger draw, the bigger ratings draw, at least on TV. So you can see why. I mean, it's sad to see because, I'm sure that guy was a loyal fan of TNA that's followed it for quite some time, especially if he's asking about AJ Styles to winning the world title, because back in the days, I mean, that was not uncommon. You know what I mean? And now we're at a point where AJ Styles.
The bigger names that come in, they kind of, unfortunately, those type of talents that TNA grown is what I like to call them. They start kind of unfortunately falling in the same shuffle like all the other talent. But I like AJ Styles. I mean, that's one of the Samoa Joe is another one that comes to my mind when someone says TNA, because those are exactly what you said, kind of like the original founders when it comes to TNA.
Samoa Joe is crazy these days. I mean, the guy's running around putting knives to people's necks and stuff. It's pretty crazy, man. It's pretty crazy TV over on Thursday night, Spike TV, 9 to 11 Eastern Time every Thursday. If you guys haven't checked out TNA or you're a new fan of wrestling, you probably have a lot of new people here tonight. Definitely check out TNA. Hey, you like how I did that, man? Congratulations to Deftones 22 from the live chat room. I appreciate you registering the username and calling up live here tonight. That's awesome. I'll get your your SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 video game from Nintendo Wii. I'll get that out tomorrow. Tomorrow's a very, very busy day for me with the move, but maybe Thursday. Maybe tomorrow, but if not tomorrow, then definitely Thursday. Like I said, email your address, webmaster@prowrestlingscoops.com, and I'll get that out. Congrats. Thanks to THQ, by the way, for hooking us up with that. I didn't mean to cut you off before, man. You were going to...
It's all good. We're giving away stuff. Cut me off anytime when we got to pick up a call. It's all good. It's just, like I told you, man, spending 2 hours before